All right, we're here for round 2. We lost the die roll. How unlucky. So we're on the draw, and I'm not really digging this hand. So we're on the draw, but like we get a scry. We have to hit. If we hit any land, we can play Lingering Souls. If we hit any blue land, we can play Impulse. You know what? I've talked myself into it. I think it's because of the scry. If this was a mountain, I don't think that we can keep this. But since we get to scry, we get to make sure that we hit our third land drop on time. This hand, though, I don't think can beat a unfair deck, such as like, Reanimator or like Sneak and Show, anything like that. But well, we hit our third land and also our black land for Lingering Souls. Not a blue land, though. Are we playing enough islands in this deck? Probably not. I don't know. I'll have to double check that when we're sideboarding. White blue, huh? Yeah. Both of our double blue cards. No islands in sight. Anticipate is fine. It looks like we're playing against a, blue-white, maybe blue-white control kind of thing. With them leading on planes, it makes me think maybe they have like a Mana Tithe in their hand. I don't know. Something to just think about. Sure. Well, we don't have an island out, which is good, I guess. We'll just play Lingering Souls and pass. And I'd like to get this Thought-Adele off the board before we play this island. And if we're trading half of a Lingering Souls for Thought-Adele, I'm totally fine with that. Just snap that off. This is probably a repeal. Ooh, Path to Exile. Path to Exile is actually fine. Because then we can get an island. So let's see, we're playing 2, 3, 4, 5 blue sources. That may be too few. But I am going to get an island here. So then we can play Control Magic. Hopefully. Hopefully play Control Magic. I hope our opponent taps out for something here. Morph. Great. And Control Magic. Give me that, please. Morph. This is probably like an Exalted Angel. The other morphs in this cube, there's like Den Protector. Yeah, there's a couple of morphs, but I'm pretty sure that this is an Exalted Angel. Which, if it is, that's fine. They can use their mana, turn it face up. Declaration Stone. Ooh la la. So they 2 for 1 themselves. 3 for 1 themselves. Great. I'm in. I'm a big fan of my opponent doing that. So I'm going to play a Johnny here. I could play a Johnny and zap this. And then play Lingering Souls. That seems pretty good. I could also Dak Faden and steal the Grim Monolith. They'll give it to us tapped. And then we can flashback Lingering Souls. How scared am I of this Grim Monolith? I kind of want to just Dak Faden and then flashback Lingering Souls. And Dak Faden is going to die, but he gained us a Grim Monolith. And took a Grim Monolith away from our opponent. So I'm totally fine with that. Flashback this Lingering Souls. And then we're also not cracking this Flooded Strand, because when we have Jace down... actually, the Dak might live, because we could just block the Morph. Exalted Angel takes 2 colorless and 2 white to flip up. So I don't think I'm going to want to... Well, I could double block and then force them to spend all of their mana to flip up the Exalted Angel. It kills our 2 spirits, but it does tap them out, and then we can play Jace and then bounce it to their hand. It is an Exalted Angel. Why didn't he allow us to block first? Because now we can just do this. That I don't understand. That seemed like a misplay. So I'm not going to fetch Zealous Conscripts. That's interesting. Let's Dak Faden us. Probably discard the Secure the Waste. I think it's going to be plain Secure the Waste. Let's see, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we could Jace -1 and then hold up Impulse. I don't think that we actually need the Plateau. I think just having the Secure the Waste is probably better. 6. Yeah, we can still Jace plus Impulse. We'll discard those 2. And Jace. Return that to your hand. And yeah, I think we can just crack in. I don't see anything wrong with that. Famous last words. So I am going to sacrifice this. I'm going to go get a island. Do we want the Watery Grave as just another black source? No, I think I want just the island, and then we can... I'm going to hold off on the Impulse. I'm going to crack the Clue. I haven't cracked a Clue in Cube yet, so get to do that. All right, all right. Let's brainstorm. Ooh. So we can put that back, and maybe put this back and that back. Yeah, because then we can play the planes. Play the planes. I'm going to attack in. Opponent didn't play the Exalted Angel as the Morph, which is a little scary. Let's play Crucible of Worlds. And they're going to counter this? Cool. Then we can just land the Ajani. Factor Fiction. That's fine. Do something like that. So they can get Banishing Light, which maybe we want to do that. Just entice them to take the Wrath of God pile, because the Banishing Light pile, like, they can deal with either one of these. Okay. Maybe we should have put the Banishing Light by itself, because we don't care about the other ones. All right. We took the Banishing Light. Now we can just play a Johnny. And then... I actually messed up. Okay. I messed up anyways. I couldn't use Dak Fade in this turn because we put the bonfire on top. Okay. So that went well. Yeah. Opponent looked to be pretty white, so maybe the Sword of War and Peace is good. We don't have a whole lot of creatures for us to put it on. We do have like tokens for us to put it on. Yeah, maybe it's good. Plus, Sword of War and Peace is also just like a good card against like blue-white decks, because the blue decks want to just hold cards in their hand and draw cards. So we can just like connect with like Lingering Souls tokens. Yeah, maybe this is pretty good. Probably cutting. They do have Wrath of God, so Boros Charm is super sweet. Maybe it's a Secure the Waste. I don't know. Maybe Bonfire. Maybe Bonfire is just not the right call. And it's just, I don't know, just better being in our sideboards. There's nothing really redeeming about this hand. I think I'm going to mulligan it. I mean, it's pretty much 6 mana sources and a Lightning Helix. This is a lot more interesting. I'm going to keep this one, and I'm going to keep this on top. Yeah, this is wild. And the Crucible World with the Arid Mesa. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. What is this going to name? Jace the Mind Sculptor? Probably Jace the Mind Sculptor. Or Dak Faden? I don't know. That Mana Vault's going to do him some damage. Playing that on turn 1? I mean, the Revoker is going to do some damage to us as well. Because it's not going to be opposed until turn, like, 4. So it's going to get in, like, 8 damage. Oof. Ralzeric. So he saw Jace the Mind Sculptor. He saw Dak Faden. Didn't see Ralzeric. We saw Ralzeric in the draft. But just, I don't get it. I don't know. Dak Faden can steal all of these. He's the greatest thief in the multiverse. Ooh. Alright. Alright. Maybe we should have killed that on our turn. And you know what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to take the 2. And then see if they play something second main. And if they don't, that's fine. We can Lightning Helix it. And if he counters it, then we can just land the Crucible Worlds. Feels like they have a Fact or Fiction. That's what it feels like they have. So I'll get the Plateau. And then Lightning Helix this. Helix you. Helix your friend. What say you? Do you choose to counter? You do choose to counter. Oh, that's not a counter. But I see that you're trying to anticipate my Lightning Helix. All these guys moving from left to right. Wonder where they're going. All right. Cool. Got there. Oof. I'm going to play Crucible of Worlds. And if this lands, great. So now we can just keep using Arid Mesa to get whatever we want. So now we just hit red and white sources for the rest of the game. It's pretty good. All right. Play that. Crack that. planes and attempt to play Gideon. Still feels like they have a Fact or Fiction. Gosh, the called shots are real. They're so real. Holy bananas. All right, so let's put... They have 4 mana. So let's put the mana in one pile and the big expensive stuff in the other pile. Like, what if we do that? Oh my goodness. So if we do it like that, I think they take this pile because they're kind of stuck on mana. It just puts a bunch of good spells into their graveyard. All right, let's put a bunch of good spells in their graveyard. I don't think that we can beat... Wow. That is some greed right there. Greed is good. All right, pass it back. What's great too is if they tap out for something like the Morph, we can always just play a Johnny and kill it or keep one of their things tapped down. All right, 2 mana, 3, 4, 5. Baneslayer Angel. Baneslayer Angel, you say. What are we going to do about Baneslayer Angel? Could activate the Gideon, get in for 5. That's very much something that we could do. If we activate Gideon, get in for 5. They can't block it. They go to 11, and then they attack the Gideon. And then we play a Johnny, and then keep the Baneslayer tapped down. Would we rather than just make another creature and get in with those? I think I'm going to make another token and then play Compulsive Research. Because he's going to attack the Gideon with the Baneslayer pretty much no matter what. And what I'm going to do actually right now is I'm going to Compulsive. I'll Compulsive like that. Select me. Me. I target me. Boros Charm. I'm going to discard a land. And I will discard... I'm going to discard Mountain. But I'm going to play Arid Mesa. And then say go. So we're just going to have Boros Charm up in case they try something sneaky. I don't condone sneakiness. But we got our own sneakiness too. This Mana Vault is just doing damage. I assume Gideon's going down. Yep. All right. So Gideon down. Grim Monolith. Three, four, five. So they can't play... Oh, that's cool. All right. They get to go get a Plains. Probably getting their Tundra. Then are they going to play the Morph? The Exalted Angel Morphed? They have Exalted Angel and they also have Linvala in their hand. No. We will crack this. Look at that. Ooh. Okay. It's pretty good. So let's play Arid Mesa. And then what I'm thinking is Johnny to lock this down. And then hold up Boros Charm. Yeah, we'll play a Johnny. We know they have Linvala, they have Exalted Angel, and 2 blanks in their hand. Oh, and Thadadel. So we have to remember that. So that's going to stay locked down. And I think we're just going to pass. And then what we can do is if they try and attack with a Knight of the White Orchid on a Johnny, we could actually just double block. And it first strikes one of the knights down, but then the other knight, we get to actually trade with it. So it's still just trading a knight for Knight of the White Orchid. Knight on knight action. Sure. That's going to take out our Johnny. Yep. So we know Thadadel, we know Linvala, we know Exalted Angel. And I'm not going to play the Indestructible when we're blocking, because then we're trading Boros Charm for the knight, and I'd rather just trade a token for the knight. Yeah. And if they try and pull something sneaky, we can always use the Boros Charm. Yep. And yep. All right. Interesting. They don't play anything else. Ugh. Pulling so many lands out of our decks, and we're still drawing lands. It's incredible. Let's see. Do I want to just Mystic Confluence now? I think I'd rather just try and Mystic Confluence on their turn. So I'm going to attack here. Meanwhile, this Mana Vault is still just chipping away at them. So we're staying in a good spot where Linvala is not going to gain him life from the Mana Vault, which is good. So they're tapping pretty low here just to untap the Mana Vault. So we may be able to actually get something with the Mystic Confluence. Let's see. Did he play a land this turn? No. But currently, they're not in a state where they can replay Baneslayer Angel. So I am actually going to do that. So I'm going to return target creature and then draw 2 cards. I can't count. All right. Impulse is interesting. This is going to be a close one. It's going to be very interesting. We can actually pull this off. We do get the big blowouts if, you know, they just mistapped and just tapped all of their planes. Now they're just playing their morph. All right. So we know that's the Exalted Angel. Non-land. Sweet. So let's see. How can we do this? I think we just play this and equip up the knight and just attack. Just go for it. So I'm going to actually do it this way where I play a mountain from here. Three for this. Two to equip here. The interesting thing is that we can't give our creature double strike. And let's attack. All right, no blocks, so they're just going to take thousands, and we're going to gain thousands. Let's see. We could impulse here. I think I'd rather just hold up both impulse and Boros Charm. Because, like, what if our opponent, like, tries to play Wrath of God? That could be pretty wild. You know, another bummer thing is that they could just play Linvala here and just gain a bunch of life, but we still have the Sword of War and Peace to get through the Linvala and do lots of damage. So it's interesting here. It's an interesting one. Flipping that up. Okay. And then probably playing the Linvala. So gaining life. All right. And playing the Linvala. All right. I mean, oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, it happened. It happened. We actually got there. Yes! Yes! Wow. All right. Well, we did it. We did it. We'll see you all for round 3.